Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house or in your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hood Table. From the Hood Table to your table, Happy New Year. Happy motherfucking New Year. What's up, Deanna? How you doing, boo? Hey, love. Hey, Max, Boogie Oogie Oogie, what's up? You said the title, though. That title, though. You know, it took me all of 2 seconds to come up with that title. You know what? Make sure y'all share the live out, like the video, and all that good shit, right? I was live yesterday. And then I went live. Well, I didn't go live last night, but I was over on Rig's panel last night. That was a good old live for the grown. Y'all might want to check that out last night. That was so much fun. We had people uncomfortable to chat and all kind of shit, talking grown and sexy. Okay. But yeah, it was a nice panel over there, guys, girls, you know, all the things, right? And so I have been saying I'll discuss beef sector shit again when I hear something that really like either intrigues me or something I just find truly interesting. And I haven't been finding anything truly interesting to talk about on the beef sector, and I ain't done beef sector content in a year. So why not start now? I happen to be dropping my baby off back at his crib, my grandson. I was dropping him off back at his crib this morning. And I happened to see Deanna was live. So I got my baby in the back seat in his booster seat. And we listened to Deanna. I had to turn that shit down so fast when Deanna started talking shit. I was like, what in the fuck? What in the fuck is going on over there with the Rob Racks? Now, a lot of people were saying that they still thought he was with Empress Janet, and I did too, because I don't really follow him like that. And I was like, what? I said, oh, I can't wait to drop this baby off. I must have inboxed my son like half a mile away. We outside. So he can come down on Partner Stairs and be outside ready to get my baby. And so after I dropped the baby off, you know, I got back in the truck, turned Deanna back on, hit the rewind, and then I heard Asperger's and Tracy and herpes and pregnancies and abortion clinics and kids called retarded, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What? I don't get it. This man has been on the tube for I don't know how many years. And this broad, let me not be disrespectful because I don't know her. This girl is on her channel talking about people's like, well, why you messing with him in the first place? Don't you know his history? Don't you know his background? Now, I had no idea he was even dating somebody on YouTube. I don't know if she has a channel, but it looked like she was live on her channel. Diva reposted it, or, you know, posted the video of what she had to say about, I guess she's airing him out or, you know, something like that. And she was saying how she never really watched him, but she never had time for YouTube and she was just working all the time. And I'm like, bitch. She said the only thing that she ever watched was him and Tracy. That alone is enough. That alone is enough. If you follow the Raw Simplex and Tracy saga, that alone right there was enough to tell you what kind of motherfucker you about to be dealing with. I just can't believe this bullshit. So a lot of people is thinking, is this a play? And I have to say, it might be. It just might be, because the shit that she was saying on her video didn't make a lick of sense. It didn't make a lick of sense. You said you think she started one because of him. I don't know, though. Child, Max says she's slow. That hoe is slow. I don't know her. I don't know her. So I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to do commentary and just give my thoughts and my opinion. And y'all can give y'all thoughts and y'all opinion too, if y'all want to, because I'm about to drop this old nasty piece of stanky link in the chat. But you have the shit that he went through with Tracy. Now I'm not in that whole Tracy Rod Rex thing. It was two people tangling. Okay, it takes two to tango. So I didn't blame nothing on Rob. I didn't blame nothing on Tracy. They got with each other and they did what they did, and whatever happened. Like, the motherfucker went to jail twice within 2 to 3 business days on live. It was like a horrible ass reality TV show. Everything was live. He was drinking and always drunk on live. Now you complaining about he's always drinking and sweating in your basement on YouTube. He was drinking and sweating on YouTube when he was with Tracy. Like, all the things that you're complaining about now was all the things that he was doing before. But you didn't know who Rob Rex, man. That's a Tracy, what you call, I mean, not Tracy, Deanna, what you call it when you know somebody full of shit? I forgot, there's a terminology that you be using. But yeah, she said she really didn't watch him, except for when he was with Tracy. And that alone, like, I mean, but without him even dating anybody on here and the relationship being live in public for all the world to see, No. She says she feels sorry for him. He's a sad piece of man. He ain't shit. She called him all kind of names. He got mental illness. I'm going to have to call it like it is. If this is really real and not a play, you got something wrong with you too. Okay? Now he ugly. Now he got herpes. Now he's mentally challenged, or something's mentally wrong with him. And you didn't think none of that before? Like, you said he ugly. He ain't changed. He looks the same way he did when I first saw his ass in the B sector. He ain't changed. He looks like the same Ninja Turtle that you calling him now. He looked the same back then. And I'm not calling him a Ninja Turtle. You called him a Ninja Turtle. She said he looked old, ugly Ninja Turtle looking ass. That's what she called him. Right. Joy, T. Danielle, what's up? Like, right. Like, all the things that you're complaining about, he was already that before. Oh, but you know what? She said, who was that? Tracy? I think Tracy was in this chat talking about you need to move, because she didn't say really, from what I heard. And then this was just a clip that Diva had posted. So I don't know if there's an extended version or not. I don't know the girl's channel, so I didn't go looking or nothing. So it may be an extended version. Maybe you guys know a little bit more detail about if there was some type of abuse. Because she was talking about how the maintenance people had told her to be careful or go slow or don't rush into something. She said because they saw a domestic situation going on. And I'm like, a domestic situation? Well, that usually means there's some type of abuse or somebody laying hands and they ain't blessing you, but they laying hands. So I don't know if she got touched by him or if she was fucking him. I don't know. If y'all know, y'all let me know. But when Tracy said maybe you should move, She said, "Oh, I ain't scared of him. I ain't scared of him." And she said, "Besides, my family know what he look like, but he don't know what they look like." And she never had him around her funny. Now catch this, chat. Catch this shit. Now, I done said before, whenever I date a new guy, my kids, they be lucky to see my kids. It's been time when my kids didn't even know I was in relationships when they was growing up. They always thought mama was just single, you know. They had no idea most of the time because I didn't have dudes around my kids. I got sons and I wanted them to respect women and I didn't want them to see anything distasteful or disrespectful or men coming and going. I never been like that, but still, even if it's one man every few years, like you just don't want your kids just meeting every motherfucker, right? It's just, not cool. But she did say she didn't have him around her family. But catch this. The reason why she said she didn't have him around her family was because she probably thought they would look at her like she crazy. And she said she didn't know if he would stick around. Why would I have you around my family? And I don't know if you're going to stick around. And the fact that you're disrespectful as fuck to women. Did y'all hear that shit that she said? Now put that together. She didn't want him around her family because she didn't know if they would be together for the long haul, if he would stick around. And she knew already that he was disrespectful as fuck to women. But you had him around your two sons. This nigga taking them to Chuck E. Cheese and shit. And he's sweating and drinking in your basement. And your kids are there. And he's on YouTube all hours of the day. Your words, not mine. Distracting your sons. Talking about her sons was always mad because they say he on YouTube all the time. He making too much noise. Now, he was good enough to bring around your sons. Now, I'll take a nigga around my family before I take him around my kids. And I've done that before. There's times my family met a guy, but my kids didn't meet him. So how you have a disrespectful ass motherfucker around your kids? You thought he wasn't gonna be disrespectful to you? Ain't you a woman? Ain't he disrespectful? See, this is why I gotta call a play. I gotta call a flag on the play because the shit that she was saying don't make no motherfucking sense. It don't make no sense. It speaks, man. What up, Sincere? How you doing, love? It don't make no sense. What up, Melanated? Am I missing something here, y'all? Am I missing something? You don't want a disrespectful man around your family, but you have them living there with your kids. Was it because of the dick? Because she did mention that, the sex was the only connection they had. So the sex is the only connection y'all had. He's disrespectful to women. You think he looks like an ugly Ninja Turtle. He's always sweating and drinking in your basement and making a lot of noise and on YouTube all the time. You didn't want to take him around your family. The only connection y'all had was sex. And I guess herpes too now. And that's if that is in fact true. I guess it's some girl named, is her name Darla? Is her name Darla? What up, Silky Black? Hey, Sugar. She digging and itching. Ew. Oh, but was I dying when I was watching Deanna? Deanna had me cracking the fuck up because she said Tracy was in her chat talking about the girl was talking about how she got herpes and he gave it to her. And Deanna said Tracy was in the chat talking about, I thought he had Asperger's. Man, I almost wrecked my damn truck. Because I'm like, ain't Asperger's, don't that got something to do with autism? Ain't that ain't that part of the autistic family? Oh, I was in tears. I'm in tears now just repeating the shit. Because the nigga got herpes, allegedly. And she got herpes, allegedly. And Tracy said, I thought he had Asperger's. And I can hear Tracy saying it. She was typing in the chat. But you know how Tracy sounds. I can hear Tracy's voice in my head saying, but I thought he had Asperger's. Y'all, I was dead. I was like, I need to hurry up and get this truck home in the garage and run upstairs and get on the internet. But then Kimmy was live. And Kimmy had a good live over there too. So I was watching Kimmy too while I was running around the house, getting my live set up and all that shit. And I was like, let me make sure ain't nobody else that I like going live so I don't go live on top of somebody. And it's not that I'm not one of those people who just believe that you shouldn't go live on top of people, trust and believe that. If it's not an emergency or just must go live right now thing, I won't go live. I'll wait. If it's Deanna, if it's Charlie, if it's, some of the people that I like, I'll wait till they're done and then I'll go live. But I had to watch Kimmy because I wanted to see what Kimmy was talking about because it was a nice crowd in there. Her title was very catching, and then she was talking about some old shit with her and Bree and how her and Bree used to gossip and talk about Lady Nika. That was pretty good too, even though we heard all that shit. I mean, we lived through that shit, right? But like Kimmy said, when people were saying, why is this coming up again? Like Kimmy said, it's a lot of new people in the sector who don't really know all the things that happened before and why certain people aren't friends anymore. So I don't know what's going on with they said King Roman put something in LSA and they said Bree, she said that told Kimmy she thinks that King Roman is trying to get them to beef or trying to stir up an old beef. I don't know. I didn't see the post in LSA. I don't know if Charlie or somebody else saw it, but hey, Charlie Boo, this shit. Wow.
Girl, I was trying to figure out which one of the exes, because you know how many exes he got on YouTube. And then you said that she said not long ago she was prego by him. Is she still saying she prego or
check this out, Charlie. The girl said she is 7 weeks pregnant. She said that on the live last night. She said he ugly. He looks like a Ninja Turtle. He got herpes and he gave it to me. He's disrespectful to women, but I done got pregnant by this motherfucker and I'm 7 weeks pregnant and I'm having an abortion consultation on the 6th, which is in 2 days. So that means that's on Tuesday. But it wasn't that she was saying she's having an abortion because I might abort that motherfucker too. Okay, but it was the fact that she was talking about it. Charlie, if you watched it, she was so happy and gleeful and joyful. She was like, yeah, and I'm having an abortion and it's scheduled on the 6th and I can't wait and I have a consultation and you guys, after I leave, y'all make sure y'all save the date, y'all. I'm gonna send out invitations because this is, oh my God, like I'm having an abortion consultation, y'all. She was talking about it, Charlie, like she's going to a fucking job interview. She was telling people,
say to my cooling voice, the overplay for the underplay. This ain't nothing but a play. Because I'm going to tell you something. Who the hell would brag about having the herpes?
Girl, she was telling people save the motherfucking date as if she was about to get married or about to have a baby shower. Who tells somebody save the date for her abortion?
Oh, no. And you also heard, now I've heard this about her situation with him, is that he's super disrespectful to her children.
That's what she said. She said he's calling them retarded.
And she lets him stay there. Because I'm going to tell you something. You can ask any mama in this chat. I'm pretty sure Miss Max, myself, you, even our male, our fathers out there like Big Rig. What up, Big Rig just came in. I know myself, the first time he tried to say something against one of my kids and said some bullshit, I'd knock all his teeth out his fucking mouth. That wouldn't be a tooth.
No way. Ain't no way. First of all, ain't no way I'm going to be dating a man. And what up, Ray? What up, Riggs? I don't know why I was thinking of Ray Triggs, the Riggs. My bad. But what up, Riggs? And I was telling everybody earlier to catch your replay, Riggs, because we had a ball. last night on his panel. Grown and sexy, y'all. Grown and sexy. Okay, with a little bit of kink, y'all. If you
Oh man, I missed the good one.
Charlie, if I didn't know you went to bed so early, I would have hit you up.
You know I love them grown conversations.
I sure would have, girl. We had people hiding their heads under covers in the chat, like, oh, plugging their ears, like, oh. But it was good. It was so good. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. But anyway, yeah, if I know a man who is disrespectful to women, a man who has a drinking problem, and these are not allegedly, like we done seen his ass live. Like we done seen different situations where he's dating different women and him going to jail and all this kind of stuff. Like we done seen this live, and he's disrespectful to women. Now, sometimes he's disrespectful because they going back and forth and arguing and fighting. Okay. But if you think he's too disrespectful to take around your family, why would you bring him around your children? Like, you don't think he's going to disrespect you and your kids? Ain't no way in hell I'm just going to intentionally date a motherfucker who I think is disrespectful to women.
Oh, I agree with
who got an alcohol. I got kids in my motherfucking house, and all you doing is, her words, not mine, is sweating and drinking on that dark liquor in her basement all day on YouTube.
I'm with Miss Max. She said, I don't have men around my kids, but they dads. I agree, Miss Max. I'm going to tell you something.
Same here.
To even allow him in her house, knowing her kids are there, is a bad decision. And it's like, I'm going to tell you something. She needs a reality check because she just going to let she just knows this dude from here, right? You just going to let some random dude come up in your house and you know how he is. You've seen what he does online, who's been arrested online right in front of your face. Around your children like that, you ain't no, in my opinion, and I don't know the lady like that, but I'm gonna say you ain't no damn mama, because any mama worth they 2 cents would not just let some random ass motherfucker off of YouTube around their damn children like that, staying up in the house. You don't know them like that. It could be, that could be a, you know what I mean? Like with that jacket, you get what I'm saying? They could be at the P word, and then you letting that around your babies. And then to continue to allow it after he said your baby was this, your baby was that, and talk down to your child and have him cussing and screaming and choking her around. Oh, hell to the no.
You know what? So he choked her out? Is that what you said?
Yeah, he put his hand around her throat.
I'm so glad you're here, Charlie. I'm so glad you're here, because I was asking the people in the chat, why was her maintenance people telling her that if they see him back on the property again, they call the police because they saw her in a domestic violence situation? And I had said, I don't know this lady. So I was asking people in the chat, did he actually put his hands on her?
He did it on live.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah, he kept, like, because she was talking to, y'all know New Era King, right? Everybody know New Era King and how he flirt with the ladies. We all been knowing this forever, ever. He always trying to show his little meat chest with his little hairy chest. You know, he always trying to do that. Right? He put his hands around her neck. He was like, you know how he grabbed a hold of Tracy and made her kiss him, and was just being very like.
I really hated that. And he was
doing the same thing. He was doing the same thing with this new girl, being aggressive. They said, now I saw the replay. You could actually hear it, like he kicked her or threw her down or some shit. Like you could hear it. You couldn't see that part.
Fucking lying.
I am not joking. He's on camera, and you see his foot move, and you hear her like hit the ground or some shit. And he was just being aggressively grabbing her, throwing her around. I'm gonna tell you something. I'd have knocked his damn teeth out. And I know a lot of these strong women in this chat wouldn't put up with that shit.
See, that's why I keep me a pistol. I keep me a nasty piece of 9mm Glock. I ain't no way, ain't no motherfucker gonna put his hands on me. And again, you got him around your children, but your family is too good to meet him. But your children met him, and he up in there calling them all trying to talk. But check this out, Charlie. Listen, Charlie. At the end of the video that Diva reposted, at the very end of the video, she said, Diva showed a clip from his panel with her, the pregnant girlfriend, hitting the panel because he kept calling for her to hit the panel. So Diva played a clip of that. So it's the two of them on Rob's panel. And at the end of the little segment that Diva posted, she said to Rob when she was on his panel, my stomach hurt. You know what this motherfucker said? Oh, your stomach hurt. I'm finna RAPEU. And
Oh,
I
there's
was like, no. I did not hear that right. Let me rewind. Let me rewind this because I was driving home after dropping my baby off at his dad's house. And I said, let me rewind this. And he said, I'm going to RAPU. He not only said it once, he said it again. Then when he said it again, she said, but why are you going to do that? And he said, because I can.
and melanated agenda in the chat said he thunder kicked the ish out of her. And I'm gonna tell you something. When he tried to explain
What?
this away, because they reviewed it up on Lemons, when he tried to explain this away, he kept saying that y'all don't know us like when we offline. This is just like showing front of scenes and this is us trolling. Pretty much he kept trying to put it down to that. I'm like, nah, bro, we done seen this pattern with you in an abusive pattern between Janet, Tracy, and now this girl. It is
Right.
a pattern. Like you've seen him do it to all these women. See
But
what
she claimed she didn't really know he was like that. She said, I only really watched him in the Tracy saga. And I said, that alone should have told you to disclaimer.
stay far, far away. And then you can't tell me she didn't see the video with him and Janet throwing down in the car where Janet had him in a fucking headlock, where he was putting his hands on, where he was threw the keys outside. You can't tell me I saw that shit. I don't even watch them. So how the hell you not see it when you literally a fan of them?
Melanated said he thunder kicked the no. Melanated. No.
I'm
That's
pretty sure
not funny, but the way you said it is funny.
Don't even watch them and know about the shit. I'm pretty sure everybody know about it because it was replayed all over the damn place.
Oh, I seen it, and like I said, after the Tracy saga, I really stopped watching him, and then he went to jail, so there was nothing to watch. You know, he would jump on his homeboy panel. I ain't even gonna say his name, but he would jump on his homeboy panel from jail, and beg for cash apps and money on his books and snacks and shit. But after that, then Tracy moved on to another nigga, so I kind of like stopped watching him and started watching the Tracy and the Noble saga. So I kind of forgot all about him, and even when he came back after jail, I didn't find no interest to watch him. But until today.
Oh, girl, let me tell you something. Okay, so he went back to jail the second time, right? They got his ass again a second time, right? After the first time.
Yeah,
okay,
he went to jail 2 to 3 business days twice.
I Miss Janet, I love you, but girl, you stupid as fuck trying to support that man not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times after all the hell he don't put you through. I swear to God, somebody needs to go, stop doing that stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he don't give a fuck about none of these women. He does not care. He is using you for what he can get out of you. He don't care if you fell off a bridge tomorrow. If he can find somebody in his mind bigger and better than you, he's gonna move on to the next thing. He's using all y'all, and y'all dumb as hell. And you gonna say you got the hurt, man? That's something you can't get rid of, baby.
But see, why I thought it was a play was because when I was watching what Diva posted, somewhere in there when she played the clip of the girl and Rob on his panel, he said, "So I got herpes," and she said, "Yeah," and he said, "So I gave you herpes," and she said, "Yeah," and but before that, he said, "So do you got herpes?" And she said, "No, I don't have herpes. I ain't never had herpes. I don't have herpes." He said, "But I got herpes." And she said, "Yeah." And he said, "So did I give you herpes?" She said, "Yeah." He said, "So you got herpes?" And she said, "Yeah." I was like confused, like, because at first she said, "I do not have herpes." I know y'all heard that. She said, "I do not have herpes." She said, "I've never had herpes." And then in the next breath, she said, "Yeah, you gave it to me and I got it."
They trolling for I'm gonna tell you this, to me this whole storyline is faked. Now if the pregnancy is real or what, now his abuse of women, that is not, you can see it. I don't care how much he tries to claim that's a troll. That's not a troll. Because you can hear the abusive language, like you hitting and pushing on somebody on camera. Even if you're trolling, that's not trolling, that's not cool. And that makes you look bad. Like even if you call yourself, let's say, let's give benefit of the doubt, right? Let's say this is all for a show, right? That still makes you look like shit. So why would you want to do that? And why would you want it to be spread around that you got the herpes? That don't make no damn sense. You're making yourself look like a
Right.
fool in these streets, and a nasty fool at that.
Right. Whether it's a play or whether it's not a play. Like it kills me how women be like, I'm gonna tell your next bitch, or I'm gonna warn all these women. You saw the warning signs before you fuck with that motherfucker, and now after y'all separated, then you want to warn the next woman. I don't give a damn what this nigga might have given me. I'm not coming on YouTube and telling the entire world that I have it. Now, if this is a play, that's still making you look stupid because now we don't know for sure if you got it or not. And now
you dumbest play.
Like you now you talking about you pregnant and she talking about she gonna get an abortion and he talking about she drinking too and she gonna make my baby retarded. And I'm like,
this is the dumbest play of all times. I swear to God. Hey, Pastor Wilson, how you doing, Pastor Wilson?
He over there trying to get his money back from Heidi. Is that what's going on? Oh my God, Jay Wilson.
Well, child, I did enter a competition and I got told I had a struggle banner, child, because I thought I was doing a New Year's banner and not something special. Child,
most of those banners was trash. I mean, most of them was like, I was like, hell no. I really like that one that he chose for the $1,000 prize.
That one was nice as hell. That one was, boy. If I had known I could use some stuff like that and have a moving child.
Yes, the way Jay Wilson was moving forward in the video, I love that.
Yes. She has a very creative mind, and the fact that it looks just like him and the movement was on point and it was gorgeous. Oh, I'm not upset, baby. I'm not. I admit I had a struggle battle, baby, and I'll tell on myself.
But you know what? I know Heidi said something like, she said it was a cool banner, but it could have used some sound. The thing about it, you can always play some sound over it and record. And the thing about it is the fact that it moves and things like that. He can have it saying different one of his sayings, or he can have some actual music. So you can always add music to it later.
She is very perfect. Like, it's a professional looking. It looks nice. The movement is nice. I don't know what program she used, but child, I would love to know. I was just using simple old Canva. You know what I'm saying? Nothing.
Oh, but yours was crazy, too, Charlie. The one that you made for Riggs and I with the music and the singing, and I love it. I really do. I love. When me and Riggs go live, I look forward to just listen to our song. I really do.
I'm gonna say this. I want to know what program she used, because that was some bomb ass AI. That was beautiful. I'm gonna say that she does, man.
Tell her start teaching some classes. People who are really good with some graphics and shit, they sometimes charge people to take a class. Some people would probably pay her to figure out, how she did that shit. But then again, if she do that and he have another banner competition, she might really have some competition.
So hell, I'm a brand new person just playing with graphics. You feel me? And I'm gonna tell you, that was absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how long she's been working in the field or if she's been doing it for a while, but she is bomb as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. Hey, I was like, damn, I did make a comment. I was like, dang, I wish I could have known I could have used AI, man.
Hey, Kenna, I think a lot of people didn't think they could use AI because he said he wanted his image used, but the person looked just like him. Like,
I swear to God, that was amazing.
Right. Like, you seen ODS new thumbnail, his new avatar, or whatever it is. The picture that he has been using, he did it with the AI, but he used his own picture and he told it to make an AI of him, and it looks just like him. I didn't know you could do that with AI. And I could put my actual picture on there and say, turn this into. I didn't know.
I'm gonna say this, in my opinion, I don't think anybody should be upset that they lost to that, because she first off had a mind to do something different. Like, I didn't realize what all we could do, because I was just, let me make a New Year one. You know what I'm saying? And my brain was set New Year. But she did such an amazing job, and like, she thought outside the box. I'm not mad about it. I don't understand why other folks are mad. Like, here's the thing. She outdid all of us. Like, admit your defeat. Take the L. You know what I'm saying? Stand in your ish. I had a struggle battle. I admit it. I struggled on that one.
Yeah, it was really good. I really, really did like it. And Kenna said a few CCs are upset because, well, people won't give them those kind of donations. You know what? Like what James, what Treasure Spillable BT, he be saying, get money, bitch, get money. Get money. We all know what we've been knowing what Jay Wilson is about. He come on here, he get his coins, he do his commentary, and it is what it is. Like if you think that he's trying to run something or a scam or whatever, what like that, a lot of people do it. We don't know how much money he told us. I'm gonna get like $2,000. I'm gonna give 1,000 to the winner, and I'm gonna keep the rest. But the only difference is the other people who do the challenges, they say, the winner gets this, the winner get that, the winner get this, but they don't tell you how much they get all together. So who knows how many hundreds or thousands they be getting besides what they give to the winners? We don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we don't.
They can get $2,000-$3,000. They can get $2,000-$3,000, and then giving winner number 300 and giving this person 100 and giving that person 100. They keeping 2,000-3,000. We don't know.
Would you rather somebody tell you the truth from the jump or lie to your face? And we don't know if they're lying or not, but I'm saying he was so upfront about it that it's not a lie. Like he was telling you what he was gonna do,
and people was giving.
Child, I struggled. Pastor, you could laugh. I swear to God, that was the most struggle banner. If I had, child, even I'll say it. I admit to it. I had a struggle.
Yep. He said I was taking half, and I laughed. I never talk about Jay Wilson getting his coins. I laugh because it's not like it's something. We talk about all the scams in the sector. Then we have this one person who says, I'm here for the money. I'm here to get paid. I'm not coming on here if I'm not getting paid. Point blank, period. If people did more of that, then people wouldn't be running around calling them scammers if they did more of that.
He said, no scam when you know. That's the goddamn truth.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Hey, I'm gonna say this, for a banner, for you to get $1,000 from a fucking banner, that right there is one hell of a payday. I'm just saying, for anybody who does any kind of graphics of any kind, and if you're like, what I love for that lady to teach $1,062. Yeah, that's a big payday. You know what I'm saying? I would love for her to teach like how to do that, because here's the thing: I'm just now starting out in graphics, and I'm just doing my little thing, thizzle. But she is like freaking top grade. You know what I'm saying?
She might do that for a living, or she might have a website, or she might, something like that. But Kenna, you're right. Thing about it is he's always been transparent. Now me, I don't get nowhere near the money that people get on here. I be seeing people getting $100 cash apps and this. I mean, not cash apps, but super chats. And you don't never see me on here complaining. Charlie, have you ever in all the years, over 7 years that I've been in this sector, heard me complain about people not giving me money?
Nope.
Have you ever in all of these 7 years heard me drag people for getting money?
Nope.
Whether people think it's a scam or not? Nope. Because I don't give a fuck.
And I ain't never seen you really beg like that. You give out your cash app if people want to donate, but you don't. It's appreciated, not expected. And if it happens, you're just excited about it. You're like, you don't have to, but if you can,
I've never, Kenna, I never complained about receiving not as much money as other people on here. And I never talked about the way they got their money. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. I mean, I made good money at my job. The money they bragging about on here, I made damn good money at my job. And then I have my cake business, my t-shirt business, and all the other things. If I ain't getting it all on here, God is blessing me in other areas. I come on here to give commentary. I come on here to have fun. And if people feel it in their heart, if the spirit moves them to donate to my platform, I'll accept it. But I'm not on here begging. You will never catch me on here begging for money. Never. You will never say, why ain't y'all hit my cash app? Why ain't y'all hit my super chat? Why ain't y'all? You will never hear that coming from the hood table.
I know Mr. J. Wilson said that she does, and she said I inspired her to go from journalism to marketing. she learned graphics. That's cool as shit. I'm gonna say this, that lady right there, she does need to start like teaching classes on how to do that stuff, because I'm just now learning. Even like, I think I've been doing it now for a few months. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been having my channel for about a year, but I started making stuff for other people probably about six. It was like last October. I remember about the time I started, because it was right at the Halloween competition for Lemon last year. That was when I first started playing around with graphics. I was like, shoot, I want to learn.
And I really don't have a lot of time to. I mean, it's good to know graphics because of the fact that people, all, especially if you learn how to build websites and graphics, oh, you can make a killing. When I first created the hoodtable.com like years ago, the person charged me, and this was pre-Rona too. So the person charged me, I think, $500, which was a very nice price, and they did a damn good job. And I still have that website. I pay for it every year. So I still have that Google website or whatever you call it, but domain. But yeah, I mean, people can make some damn good money doing graphics or building websites and things like that, because it's just something. Some people don't have a lot of time to learn that. They got just other things going on. And me personally, I spend a lot of time trying to create stuff for my business. I'm not a graphics designer, so I'm not going to put a lot of effort into doing that when I'm trying to design cakes and I'm trying to design t-shirts and I'm trying to design stuff for people's parties and events. You know what I mean? So I might one day need somebody to do graphics for me. So yeah, definitely, if that lady is free to train or teach people, she probably make a lot of money doing that, if that's something that she want to do.
Yeah, I was just throwing that out there. Shoot, she did such an amazing job, and it was so clean and like professional. You know, that's another thing. Like, you try, like, sometimes too much on a graphic is too much, right? And sometimes it's not enough. But hers was just at that right, like, pinnacle of in between that, which is perfect. She did an amazing job. And
Yes,
she
she
deserved
did.
that money.
But did you see Kimmy's live this morning? Do you watch Kimmy? I don't know if you watch Kimmy.
I wasn't able to. Today's D&D, so I was actually, doing my geeking God day.
Kimmy had me, Kimmy can be so theatrical, right? With
Yes.
the scroll and the nails and all that shit. She was swinging her, you know how the Matrix, how they be swinging, the Matrix, it looked like they just swaying back and forth. She was swinging her arms all around like, oh my God, Heidi, your video was just like, she said it was just so much. It was just too much going on. It was, I mean, and people was talking about this and that and the rapper and the this and that. Like, what the fuck is going? I really didn't understand what was going on when I watched it. I was like, it didn't seem like Jay Wilson to me, but she got paid anyway for it. So I would have been happy to get that $250. I would have been happy to get anything because there's more money than you had before. But yeah, Kimmy, Charlie, you need to go back and watch Kimmy's replay, because Kimmy had me dying, especially when she was talking about the Snoop video. Did you see the Snoop video?
Child, yes, I did, because they still got it up.
I watched. We saw this years ago when the shit first happened, but for some reason, a lot of people missed it. Because if you was paying for that website, or if you was following King Payne, or if you was any of that, and I used to follow King Payne around that time frame, because he was doing a lot of commentary on some things that was going on in the sector and other shit. So I was watching that shit. So when Deanna came live to discuss it last week, I was like, that shit been out a minute, but it came back, on the scene. And just even rewatching the shit, I was like, Kimmy was like, how you get your ass whooped twice by the same chick? Like how you sneak behind somebody, and you know what, the way that girl did. And I like me some Snoop, so I'm just doing commentary. I like me some Snoop, but I told y'all the story before. when I got into a fight at church with somebody who was a very, very good friend to me now. You know how sometimes you get in a fight when you're younger with people and then you get older and more mature and y'all become friends. I don't know if that ever happened to somebody before, but we close as fuck right now. But they had snuck behind me in church because we had been beefing, and I used to fight. I told y'all before, I used to fight in church. I used to fight everywhere. It didn't matter. So just like your mama say, where you show out, I'm gonna show out with you. That's how my mentality was. So yeah, we tore that Holy Ghost Pentecostal tent the fuck up. It was during a revival, and I kept hearing all week that this girl wanted to fight me, and I was like, whatever. If the bitch want to fight me, fight. Let's fight. What's up? All week, all day, going to church. Mama dragged me to church, sitting under that hot ass tent in the summer. And people, I bitch said she gonna fight you. She said she gonna fuck you up. I'm like, whatever. If she want to fight, hey, everybody know I'm a fighter. What's up? So the week had went. The revival was on the last night of revival, and I just walked up to the girl. And I said, and if she's watching this right now, she probably cracking the fuck up. But I walked up to the girl and I said, I heard you want to fight me. What's up? She was like, yeah, I did say I was going to fight you. And I was like, well, it's a whole lot of parking lot over here. What's up? Let's go. She was like, what's up? Let's go. So I turned around and my homegirls, my friends in church, they was like sitting in some chairs because it was under a tent, so it was nothing but chairs. And they was sitting in some chairs, and it popped off so fast, didn't nobody expect it. But I turned around, and next thing I heard was, Tanya, watch out! Before I could even turn around, girl, she must have jumped on my back and started punching me in the back of my head. Now, she did more than Snoop. Because Snoop, when you saw the video, Snoop ran behind that girl, and it was like a pop. That girl grabbed me by my head and started punching me in the back of my head, but I must have turned around and snatched her ass and body slammed her on the ground, and we started fighting. We tore that tent. We tore that motherfucker up. I was banned from church that night.
Damn, that's when you know it's some serious shit. You banned.
I was banned from church that night, and my one of my good friends' mom, who I call mom. You know how we have good friends and we call them mom. Yeah. And I just say one of my moms, because my mother was in the church cleaning the glasses and stuff, because she was an usher and she would clean like all the glasses that the pastors and stuff drink out of at the end of the night. So she was doing that in the kitchen, and I was outside fighting. And so somebody ran in there talking about, Sister Mary, you're done out there fighting. My mother, just like she always do any other time when somebody run in the house or poo out there fighting, she stayed washing them damn dishes. Because she already knows she can't do nothing about it. My mother can't break up my fight. Can't nobody break up my fight. We'll all be fighting. And that's no disrespect to my mother or any other adult. But when I'm in that zone, they used to call me Taz when I was growing up. When I'm in that zone, don't get in my fight, because I'm going to fuck you up too. And it ain't going to be on purpose. I'm just swinging and banging. Okay, swinging and banging, trying to kill a bitch, kill a hoe, right? So I'm out there just fighting. We fighting. And one of my moms tried to wrench around and snatch us apart. And then when they finally get us apart, because it took some male pastors, some men, to finally break us up. And we kicking and screaming. They holding us, we kicking and screaming. And so then one of my moms, she started you know how somebody smack you in the mouth, like pop, 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 pop?
Yeah.
He was smacking me in my damn mouth because I was cursing. I curse like a sailor. I still do. I was like, bitch, I'm going to whoop your bitch. I'm going to kill you. I'm just going all kind of bitches and hoes and all this kind of shit. And my God, blah, 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 all you hear is like a damn Indian. And I'm just cussing and cussing and cussing. I'm going off. And then they finally get us to break up. They finally let me go. They thinking I'm walking to the parking lot because my friend's trying to get me to the van, because I used to ride the church van because we didn't have no vehicle. My dad had one, but my mom didn't have one, so we used to ride the church van. So they trying to get me in the church van. I must have got loose and ran and jumped over them chairs. Pow! Pow! We started getting girl. Hell no. I don't know what, like, Snoop had the advantage. Like, you came behind her, and at least it should have been a fair fight. Or you should have like got some. That fight was. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Is this part of the script for this reality TV show? Because you gonna sneak a bitch. You better, boy, you better. There's no reason why that bitch wasn't on the ground and you was stomping a mud hole in her ass. There's no reason. But anyway, Snoop lives to fight another day.
I'm gonna say this. I know Miss Snoop is who she is, but I wouldn't feel comfortable fighting her because I'm such a bigger girl. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But the second fight, if you watch and you look on Snoop's left, I was worried about it because she had a blood right there on her face. You know what I'm saying? Like the girl's fingernail caught her in the eye or something. I was like, shit, she better be lucky she didn't lose an eye. Shit.
Girl, Kimmy had me cracking the fuck up. Kimmy said the only pain or injury that girl had was probably her fist hitting your bones.
Damn.
Kimmy had me cracking up. I was like, this damn Kimmy. Oh my God.
I gotta go rewatch that.
I never fought somebody that small, but I can imagine. But I'm a thick person, but when I was younger, I wasn't as thick as I was. And like my last fight, I was probably 165, 170 at the most, maybe.
I don't think I've
most
ever
people I fought was around my weight. Most people I was like around the same size. And like the younger I was probably around 130, 25. They were still around my height. Only fought one person who was bigger than me. And I told y'all about that fight. That was another church. And I had fought this girl who was way bigger than me. I'm like 5'3". She's like probably 6 foot easy, maybe 5'11". And me and her got in a fight, and I whooped her. I dog whooped in front of her cousins who were my friends. They was like, it's finally somebody beat that bitch ass. I was like, that's your cousin. I'm surprised y'all didn't jump in.
I ain't never fought nobody smaller than me. I've always fought people bigger than me.
Oh, she was bigger and taller because I was probably 13. So I was probably in the 7th grade, and she was like 4 years older than me. She was damn near an adult. Like, so I'm like 100 in the 7th grade. I know I probably weighed 120. Because I was small. I was probably small. She probably weighed about 165, and she was almost 6 foot tall, and I'm 5'3". But I was quick, boy. I'm telling you, they used to call me Taz. Once you let me go.
When I was little, I fought a group of girls. Now, 2 of the girls that were in the group were smaller than me, but not by much. We were about the same size. They were taller than me. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't far off. And then I fought little boys more than I fought girls. I fought like 3 or 4 boys. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I fought some boys too.
And most of when I got older, it was girls that were in the 300 range I was fighting, and then grown ass women.
I used to fight boys. I used to fight girls. I have a scar on my right hand, on the back of my hand, above my knuckles, about half an inch down from my knuckles. That's still there to this day. I was fighting this boy on the church van at that church where I fought the girl that I'm friends with now. We was fighting on the church. No, I'm lying. That was the other church where I had to fight. I'm lying. That was the church before we started, because we hopped church several times in my youth. So the church that I started at when I was like 4 or 5, it was at that church where I fought the big girl. And shortly after that, my mother started going to the other church when I was in like 8th grade. And so, but at the first church, there was this boy I got into it with, and we was fighting on the church van. Now on the church van, you know how some vans, they don't have that cloth at the top?
Yeah.
On the inside of the van, all you see is the bars and the metal. And the light, you can just see it all. Mm-hmm. So we was fighting, and he had started hitting me, and I'm sitting in front of him in the seat. He started hitting me, so I turned around and I swung my fist. I came high and went low, Charlie. But I say I came high and went low, and my hand scraped the top of the girl. It was blood everywhere, and I never forget. This one man, it was this white guy with blonde hair, Brother Larry. He was on the church van and he started like wrapping my hands up, and they thought I lost my whole hand. It was, you couldn't even see, it was just blood everywhere. That's like, what did you do? What did you do? Blood was dripping from the ceiling. I mean, I fucked my hand up. But over all these years, you can't tell. The scar's still there, but you can't tell unless you're really looking. But I beat that boy. When I say I beat that motherfucker's ass, didn't nobody want to fuck with me. After a while, I didn't fight nobody because everybody was like, "That bitch is crazy."
Mm-hmm.
That bitch.
I know what nobody wants to mess with you. After a little while, they're like, "Yeah, I don't mess with her."
Because I'm really like a good, laid back, low key person. I love to have fun. I love to hang out. I love to get with my family and friends and party and listen to music, cars and dominoes. I like to, I'm just a normal, average girl from the hood. I don't like to fight, but when people push me or they tempt me or they touch me, I go 0 to 2,000 in 2.5 seconds. Not 0 to 100, but 0 to 2,000.
I've seen that a lot.
Why you fuck with her? Why you fuck with that bitch? You know that bitch crazy.
Most people that are chill like that are laid back, that is the way they are. And when you start seeing like the cool, calm, collected person, not just lose their stuff, but like they get real quiet all of a sudden, you might want to run because that person's crazy as bad. I'll get out. They're thinking of every which way that they can do you in at that moment. That's where their brain is going. And they're not thinking about nothing else.
But see, it's like a lot of people in my family are that way. You meet them and you just think they so cool and down to earth and kind and sweet, but you piss them off and it's a wrap. Like one of the fights I got into on the block when I used to be living in my mother's house, I probably was in the ninth grade. And this girl named Kiki, it was around the neighborhood that she wanted to fight me because she thought I was a blood, even though I was on the Crip side. She was on the Crip side as well. But I didn't know because I didn't know that bitch. I didn't know that hoe. But she stayed like 8 houses down from me. And I went to a school where mainly a lot of bloods went there. And the colors of the school was red, white, and black. And so my auntie used to go to that school years ago, and she had a letter jacket. So she gave it to me. And so I didn't wear it all the time, but sometimes I wore it and I would wear it to school. And so I wore the jacket to school one time and I have to walk past this girl's house to get to my bus stop. Again, I didn't know her. I would see her on the porch with her friends and stuff, always sucking her thumb. She was cross-eyed and she was a thumb sucker. And she always held her neck, her head to the side. So just picture a little girl, teenager, by the way, 9th or 10th grade, sucking her thumb like a lollipop, like a fucking bottle, and leaning her head to the side like she got some type of mental issue. And also she's cross-eyed. You want problems? You want to fight? So anyway, I'm like, okay, I kept hearing through the block that this girl wanted to fight me. I don't know her from Adam, even though I see her all the time. So I was like, whatever. If people want to fight me, just come fight. I'm like, I don't know if they heard about me or if they I don't know if they just challenge like James, like y'all, you know how boxers are. They just want to fight you because they just want the challenge. I don't know if that was a thing with most people growing up, but we was playing basketball at the basketball court down the street from my house one day, me and a whole bunch of boys, because I was a tomboy and I played basketball almost every day. Or football, one of the two, or kickball. And so we playing basketball at the corner basketball court. And it's me, my brothers, and all the homies from the hood. And we playing basketball. And these girls, including her, walk up to the court. And they just standing there, her sucking her thumb with her head leaning to the side, cock-a-doodle-doo. And she cross-eyed. And the bitch is just staring at me while I'm playing basketball. And then finally one of the homies was like, why that bitch sweat you? Who is that? Who the fuck is that? And somebody's like, that's Kiki. I turned and looked. I said, oh, that's Kiki. She was just staring at me. And then I'm playing basketball, but she's mugging me, mugging me. And so she was like, why you fucking staring at me? And I wasn't even staring at her. I looked over to see who the fuck they was talking about. She's like, bitch, what you looking at? Why, one of those things, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I turned around. They probably thought I was ignoring the bitch. I must have turned around. I already had the basketball in my hand, Charlie.
Mm.
I must have turned around and threw that basketball as hard as I could right at her motherfucking face. I'm gonna knock your eyes straight today, bitch. I don't know you. You want to fight? That I had a problem like that growing up. I didn't fuck with people, but people wanted to fuck with me for no fucking reason. So I must have took that basketball and threw it at her face so motherfucking hard and knocked her ass damn near to clean the fuck out. But before she could hit that ground, I was on that ass. When I say I whooped that ass, I told this story before. Me and matter of fact, my brother Tommy, when he had hit the panel one day a long time ago, he was talking about that story. He's like, man, when you fought that bitch Kiki at the basketball court? I'm Charlie, when I say by the time I finished whooping that bitch ass, she was wrapped around that motherfucking basketball pole with hardly no clothes on. Like I said, when I say they used to call me Taz growing up, I mean, I whoop your ass. I whooped this girl out her clothes. And all the guys standing around like, oh shit, titties. You know, her shirt came off, her bra came off. I fought that bitch out her motherfucking clothes.
You want to know that there's actually two reasons. What her friends do.
You know what her friends was doing? They was just standing there watching in shock.
Oh, damn.
They didn't try to jump in. And my brothers, they was standing right there, and all the homeboys waiting for somebody to jump in. Them bitches did not jump in. When she was on that floor struggling, they was like, come on, Kiki, that's enough. Let's go. I swear, I promise you on my mother in heaven, Charlie, this is a true story. I told it before. The story never changes. They was like, come on, Kiki, let's go. That's enough.
You want to know the two reasons why that girl tried you, though?
Why?
One reason, because you so chill with everybody, all the dudes, right? And a lot of girls are jealous. Two, because you got a name for yourself. She wanted to try, well, since she's the biggest, baddest, I'm going to show her. You know what I'm saying? She ain't that big and bad. And then they realize after the fact, maybe I should have did that. Maybe I should have listened.
But see, the thing about it, I didn't consider myself big and badass. I had a lot of fights, guys and girls, a lot of fights. I never started not one.
You may not consider yourself that, and you may be humble, right? Because a real fighter knows one thing, simply one thing. There's always somebody bigger and badder out there than you. And you don't just go around starting shit,
exactly.
Right?
I just haven't met them yet.
Yep. And so, but here's the thing, though. A lot of people, when they hear that stuff in the hood, you know, specifically in the hood, there's word gets around, right? And they're like, oh, okay, so she thinks she's so big and bad. I trust me, I know. You know, I had most of my fights were with dudes, right? And then they're like, well, she fight the dude, she could fight me. I'm like, I really don't want to fight you because I don't have a problem with you. But if you want some, come get some. If you feel froggy, jump, you know? And sometimes that's the way it goes.
If you feel elite, motherfucker, that's how I feel. I mean, people would literally be telling me somebody wants to fight you, somebody wants to fight you. And I'm so cool and chill. I'm like, if they want to fight, they know where the fuck I'm at. I don't run to no fight. I don't like meet you at your because I learned a long time ago. You let people come to you. You let people come to your doorstep. Yep. You let people come to you. So if somebody want to fight me, it's either they came to me or it was like an on-site thing where it was just uncontrollable. Like some shit hit the fan, a bitch got bad, and it hit the fan. And one of those incidents landed with a whole bunch of blood on a wall in the hood from another girl's mouth. I mean, it was just one of those fights I didn't expect it to happen. I'm just sitting chilling with my sister. We talking shit. Next thing I know, this bitch coming there accusing me of fucking her man. I'm like, I ain't fucked that nigga since back in 5-6 years ago, because I used to fuck her man when he was my man. And then they met years ago and started dating, but me and him was still cool. We were still friends, but that was it. We was just friends. Nothing was going on. But she, you know how some females think
she had it in her mind that you wanted him when you didn't.
Right. I didn't want that motherfucker. If I wanted him, I would be with him. That's old news. And it was a fling. It was like a summer fling when I was younger. So it was like, by then I was probably like 18 or 19 years old. And me and this guy fucked around. I mean, we was young. Like, it was shit before high school. It was a high school fling thing over the summer years ago. And so I'm like, bitch, ain't nobody fucking your man. She called me.
If I wanted him, I could have had him. I don't want him.
She called me one too many bitches, Charlie. And the thing about it, she was my sister, one of my sister's best friends. She called me one too many bitches, and my sister trying to warn. Please stop. Please stop. Please don't call her bitch. Please. She's all, and my sister, she's like 4'11". I'm 5'3", and the girl was like 5'8" or 5'9". So the girl 5'8" or 9, I'm 5'3", and my sister's 4'11". So she's shorter than both of us, and she's in the middle with her arms just flaring. Please no. Please stop. Go sit down. She's telling her best friend, just go, just leave. Just because she already was about to go down up in that motherfucking apartment. Man,
she was like, you don't want none. I know my sister. She crazy. Don't do it.
He called me one too many bitches, Charlie, and I must have swung over my sister because my sister's 4'11". I swung right. I could have knocked my sister out. I swung over her head. Pow! It was on. We was just fighting all through that apartment. Her blood all over the motherfucking walls. I beat that bitch from wall to wall, from the window to the wall. I beat that bitch so bad that, and I told this story too before, I beat her ass so bad that when I was done, her boyfriend, the one I was fucking with years ago, wanted to fight me. Why he wanted to fight me? Because she was pregnant. And I didn't know.
You mean that bitch came up to fight you knowing she was pregnant and didn't even tell nobody?
I had no idea. She wasn't far along. She was like a couple of months. I didn't know.
Yeah, but you didn't know. That's the whole point for you. But she knew that and going into it. So she didn't give a fuck about her baby's life or herself.
I didn't know she was pregnant. So around that time was my homelessness time where I was just staying here and there, right? So I was staying at somebody's apartment in that same building because my sister stayed in one apartment and then this other girl stayed in a different apartment where I stayed. So I was staying with her on her couch. And next thing I know, a couple hours later, her dude banging at the door. Come outside, bitch. Come outside, bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. I ain't gonna fight and beat my girlfriend up like that. And she's pregnant. I'm like, pregnant? I had no idea she was pregnant. Now, the baby wasn't harmed. They still had a baby 7 months later. And as far as I know, it wasn't like slow or mentally challenged or anything. So I think they did okay. But I had no idea. So he's banging at the door, and everybody in the house like, don't open the door, don't open the door. I'm like, no, fuck that shit. Let that motherfucker in this bitch. And so what happened was he finally eventually left. Before he left, though, Charlie, around the apartment, there's a fence, like a tall ass fence going all, because it's like directly across the street from the projects. And then there's some more projects on the side of the building. So it was like a tower, a low income housing tower that was like 12 stories tall, right in the middle of the projects, right? Surrounded by projects. So he climbing the fence, trying to get in the window. And we all looking outside like this motherfucking Spider-Man trying to get to your ass. The shit was funny, Charlie. It was funny, but I knew the dude
I'm gonna say he a B though. He a B though.
Oh, he was definitely a bitch. He definitely a bitch. One of the biggest bitches in a motherfucker that I ever met in a man. And so I'm seeing this now. I have to be at work because at that time I was working at Burger King and I didn't have a car, so I had to catch the bus. So I called my cousin and them, the guys. Because that's how me and my family is. They got an issue with a girl, they would call us. We got an issue with a guy, we would call them. So I called my cousin, told him what happened. He, and he was like, man, okay, this what you gonna do? Because he was busy. I don't know if he was at work or he was hustling or something was going on. He couldn't come right away. He said, find a way out of there when this dude leave. Get to work. As soon as you get off of work, you call me and you stay at Burger King. You called me and you stay at Burger King. So I went to work. As soon as shit died down, I knew he was going. I ran out there. I jumped on the bus. I went to work. I worked my 4-hour shift or whatever. And I called him. He came and picked me up. Not only him, it was a caravan. I mean, 7, 8 cars deep, 3, 4 guys to a car. And you already know they strapped, Charlie. That's just how we roll, right? So they come pick me up. I'm riding with my cousin in the back seat. As soon as we pull out, because I didn't even realize all these people were with him because they was parked in the parking lot. So I went, jumped in his car. I'm ready to bounce. Next thing you know, we pull out and all these cars start pulling out behind us. And I look behind, we just a whole bunch of cars behind us. I'm like, oh shit. But see, that's one thing we also knew with our family. When you call us, whether somebody called me or I call somebody, oh, we coming. We coming. So I should have expected that. So yeah, we got back to the apartment. Of course, my sister lives there. So the girl was still at her crib and the dude. I don't know what happened, Charlie. I really don't know what happened. My cousin told me to go into the apartment where I was living, and I don't know what happened after that. All I know is the dude came outside. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. My cousin told me, don't worry about it. You ain't gonna have no problems no more. I never, and I was like 18 and a half maybe, going on 19. I never saw that guy again. And I'm well over 19 years old. Never saw him again. Now, he's not dead, so don't think that. I'm not saying he was unalived or anything. I just never had a problem with him. I never ran into him. And that dude could have sought me out at any time. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Your cousin probably told him.
We in the same circle. So he could have sought me out anytime. That dude wanted to claw my eyes. He wanted to beat my ass, Charlie. When I say he climbing walls, jumping fences to get to my ass, and I never heard from him again after that day. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But I'm telling you, that's one thing. You don't call my folks unless you really want them to come. And when they get there, you better not say some shit like, oh, never mind, false alarm. No. If you get there and you want somebody to have your back because you want to fight a bitch one-on-one, and then they get there and they're like, nah, I don't want to fight no more. No, it's a whole problem. Like, no, you better fight that bitch. But yeah, that's why I said before on my show, I said, when I date people, they have to definitely be the type of person that I feel like I can bring around my family, because my family they can wild out. They can really wild out. But it
goes back to the subject of the live that we started at. Why? Yeah. It goes right back. Like you said, why would, you wouldn't bring nobody around your kids that you couldn't bring around your family first. So why did she choose a man that you cannot bring around your family, but you're going to bring them around your children?
And he's disrespectful to women. You already knew that. But yeah, Joy Barnes, I didn't have any duty of care to his unborn child. His mama did. His mama did. And that's one thing. You know what, Joy, I'm glad you said that, because I've been pregnant twice. I got 2 sons. There was never a time that I ever approached anybody with that type of energy.
While pregnant, yeah.
While pregnant, never. There's been times where I got into it with somebody or had a disagreement, and I'm like, damn, as soon as I drop this baby, as soon as I drop this load, it is on like motherfucking King Kong. Like,
I'm going to say, that girl, it's all on her, because first off, she didn't say, hey, yo, I'm pregnant. I don't, or anything like that. Nobody even fucking knew. And instead of him trying to check you, he should have been checking her. He should have been like, what was you out there doing trying to fight knowing you're pregnant with my baby?
Exactly. I think he was just so shocked because, Charlie, I whooped that bitch ass.
Well, her ass shouldn't have been asking for it.
Her face was, and she was one of those real pretty girls. She was one of those real pretty girls. She reminded me of this actress. You know the actress that plays in Bel Air? The one that sings, the black girl?
I might have to look that up because I can't remember. That's, how my brain.
On the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the spinoff?
Oh, the new one or whatnot. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
The black girl who plays Hillary.
Yeah.
If you look at her, she has a scar on her cheek that looks like it's been there for years, but it's still there. Just like Queen Latifah has a scar.
Yeah.
It's been okay. So the girl had a scar on her cheek. Besides that, she's pretty. I ain't gonna take that away from her. Pretty, dark-skinned black girl, beautiful. I think she could have been an actress. I mean, not an actress, but you know what I'm trying to say, a model or something like that. Not a really tall one, because she was only like maybe 5'8", but still, she was pretty. She was real pretty. I never had issues with this girl in the past until she started dating my ex and accusing me of still being with him. Like, I'm not with that motherfucker. Like, I'm not. I don't know how to convince you that I'm not with him. He told you, I told you, what do you want me to do? And she kept making threats and coming at me and calling me bitches. And I was like, okay.
I'm gonna tell you what
I
it was.
rearranged her whole face. I rearranged the whole house, the walls, and everything with her face.
He probably was messing around with another girl, and she automatically assumed it was you. And you know what assumptions make you? They make you look like an ass, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody else was like, he used to go out with such such, a long time ago. Maybe that's who he's messing with now. Her little friend girls basically set her up to get her ass whooped. That's what happened.
But see, my sister was her best friend. I mean, when I say best friend, my sister did not want us to fight. My sister was warning her, just leave it alone, please. She is not fucking. My sister was trying to tell her, bitch.
She didn't want to hear it because
my sister. I mean, just like you probably with your siblings. My sister know me inside out. We tell each other everything. They know who I'm fucking. I know who they fucking. I wasn't fucking him at all. I was fucking some grown ass motherfucker. I wasn't fucking him.
I got another thing that I've seen that dudes do to chicks to make them jealous. They'll talk about one of their exes, right? And it's a possibility he did something like that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If for it to be as long ago as it was that y'all dated versus, he had many exes probably after you, right? So why was it you that was pinpointed? And the only thing I can think of is that either that was an excuse, right? That was an excuse to fight you because she wanted to try to prove she was big and bad, or he had said something like, you still ain't as good as I wish I was still with her. I've seen dudes say that to chicks to get them jealous.
I don't know. I really don't know how that got in her head. And this girl was from like the South O projects. We in the North O projects. And so she's from the projects. She's from the streets, but she wasn't that type of person. She was. Have you ever met a real bougie person from the hood?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have.
In the air. This is how she was. But still,
I think they're better than everybody.
I dealt with her because that was my sister's best friend. So and we all went to high school together, by the way. And all through high school, you would have, if you didn't know her real life, you would have never thought this bitch lived in the projects, because she would come to high school and she'd be all dressed up. And then she would be like walking around with her nose in the air and carrying her books. And you would think that she was like a rich black girl, probably from a very good neighborhood, rich parents or wealthy parents, well off. Or that's what you would think until you rode the bus home or rode her bus home and saw them drop her off in the middle of one of the most ratchet ass projects in the city. But you would have never known she was from the projects, poor and broke like all the rest of us. Parents living hand to hand, paycheck to paycheck. But she would come to school and she would act like she's the most snootiest, uppity-est bitch in high school. So that's how she acts. So I knew she didn't want to fight. So you don't fight. You pregnant. What are you doing here? She fought back. It ain't like I just dragged her around the apartment, but she fought me back. I didn't have no injuries though. But yeah, she left that building fucked up.
It could be.
That was probably one of those fights that I could have been arrested for. Let me put it that way, Charlie. I done beat a lot of bitches' ass in my day.
I'm glad
that was probably one of those fights but see, the thing is, back in the day, nobody called the cops. Nowadays, you get your ass whooped and people want to call the cops and get you locked up. But back then, didn't nobody call the cops. You got an ass whooping and you live to see another day. So
back in those days, we didn't
have went to, especially knowing the fact that she was, but see, even though they couldn't get the pregnancy thing on me though, because I didn't know she was pregnant. I didn't know she was a couple of months pregnant, but I beat that bitch ass. And that's why her boyfriend wanted to fight me so bad, because for a man to want to beat a girl's ass for fighting his girlfriend, that just tells you how bad I beat that girl's ass, Charlie.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Very lucky you didn't, but back in those days, like you said, we didn't do shit like that. You took your L if you got a L. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And she took her L. I don't think that she wanted him to fight me. I just think he saw her and was like, who did this? And I just think it went from there.
He was still a B for doing that, in my opinion, because back in those days, you always called, like you said, you call your hey babe, you call your cousin, right? And that's a female
That's what I
or
did.
your
Yeah.
sister, and you go, hey, we need to handle this, blah blah blah. I'm a man, but a man trying to attack a woman
Yeah, he should have
because they
called
fought.
like a girl cousin or one of his homegirls or his sister. Well, I don't think he had any sisters, if I remember correctly. I think he just had brothers. But he should have had some other girl. Like I would never like my cousins. My boy cousins, whenever they had issues with females, I remember one time it was me and my homegirls riding over to the South Omaha projects to deal with a female that one of my boy cousins had. Like, we would call them if we had issues with boys. Like, if some dude was trying to hit us or do something to us, we would call my boy cousins, and that's exactly what I did for that dude that day.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
ain't
that's,
gonna fight me.
and I'm gonna say this, like I said before, he should have called her out and been like, "What were you doing over there trying to fight anyway? You know, me and her ain't never like he should as knowing that you and him ain't been together in however long. You know what I'm saying? Should have been like, me and her ain't we were kids when we were,
It was at
it's
least
a
4
summer
years.
thing.
I remember
Like,
it was before ninth grade.
It's been over 4 years since me and her even talked like that. We ain't nothing like that. And you know you pregnant with my baby. What the hell you doing out there trying to fight like that?
Yeah,
That's what the conversation should have been. It should have never been him pulling up in the first place. But let's say she lied to him, or let's say, that he thought you knew, blah, 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 whatever, right? It still shouldn't have been him pulling up to come after you. And I'm betting your cousin to him said, hey, that my little cousin, no, she didn't know. They just fought head up, and she ain't gonna have no problems out of you, is she?
but see, the thing is, our family is pretty well known. My mother's side, my father's side, my stepfather's side. A lot of my family members are in one gang or another. Growing up, we was just well known in the community. So, like I said, I don't know what my cousin did to him. He could have just talked to him for all I know. I don't know what happened. All I know is from that night, I had a dude crawling up the side of the wall trying to get me, jumping fences. And from that day forward, I never had a situation with that guy. Ever since. And this dude was on full 100. Like, he was on over the top. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna do it. Never. I didn't see him. It was so weird. Like, I should have been walking out the door, like looking behind my back every 2 seconds.
He had a conversation with him. I'm gonna say this. He had a man-to-man conversation with him. We ain't gonna have no problems, right? And old dude said, no, man, no. And that's why you never saw him again. Because he knew what was up. He knew what was up. If you feel me.
All them dudes in them cars that dropped me off and said, just go in the house. Just go in the apartment.
I bet you ain't either one of them ever looked your way again after that. Not to mention because you whooped her butt, but also for the fact they know they don't want them problems.
But you're right, Charlie. You're right. And for this to be my sister's best friend, I never saw her ever again either. And her and my sister was always together. But my sister, it was like, okay, you fought the bitch. It was never like a thing with me and my sister, like, damn, you beat my best friend up like that. It was never a thing because that's just how siblings are. I warned you not to fuck with my sister. She whooped your ass, and it is what it is, bitch. Move on.
Your sister tried to warn her. She didn't listen. She wanted some. She come got some. That's what happened.
Girl, that shit was... That was probably one of them. Besides the Kiki fight where I whooped her out of her clothes at the basketball court, that was probably one of the ones that I look back and say, damn, bitch, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to do all that. But hey, it's Jay Lala. Hey, Deanna. Are you going live again, Deanna? I've been really enjoying your live. Well, I always enjoy Deanna's lives, but
did Deanna do her live about this Rob Bragg situation? I got to go back and rewatch that too.
She did it. You weren't here in the beginning, but the reason why I went live was because I saw Deanna's live and she was discussing it. And she had me cracking up because she said Tracy was in the chat while Rob Ragg's girlfriend was live, dragging Rob or, trying to expose him and his herpes, allegedly. But she said when the girl was talking about herpes and saying Rob gave her herpes, Deanna said Tracy was in the chat talking about herpes. I thought he had Asperger's. And I said, Deanna was like me, like, what does one have to do with with the other. Herpes is a sexually transmitted disease, and Asperger's is a family of autism. Like, what do this?
I gotta go back and watch it because I know Miss Deanna. Shit, I probably cry watching her. I'll be laughing so hard. She's so funny and she knows it too. Here's the thing. No, she don't know it. Let me take that back. Miss Deanna say shit right off the top of her dome and don't even realize how funny it really is.
Girl, Deanna be happy. From the first time I heard Deanna, I think the first time I heard her, she was over there when she used to hang out in the Sean Bradley chat, years ago. I think that was the first time I ever really heard her. But from that day, she had me hooked. She had me hooked. Just like a lot of the people in the B sector, they had me hooked from their commentary, their comedic, what I would say, comedic personality, and just cool. Like Deanna is absolutely that type of person that if we grew up in the same area, we would be friends. We would definitely be friends. Like for real, for real. That's how I feel about Deanna. She's just cool and down to earth, laid back. She's a fighter. I was a fighter. Like we like to kick it. We like to turn up. Yeah, it would have definitely been like a good friendship there. But yeah, so a lot of people in the B sector I really am fond of because of their personalities. They don't come on here just fucking with people. They'll fuck with you if you fuck with them, but they just don't come on here just fucking with people and trying to take things to the street with people and they just come on here and they just try to entertain. You know what I mean?
Well, the old school, we don't start like fake beefs. We don't do plays like that. We just say what we say. Sometimes that leads to a natural beef. Like, somebody didn't like what you said, so they had something to say, and then you say something back. And that's the way it was and still should be. But this Rob Bragg situation, I'm going to say, in my opinion, in my cooling voice, this is the overplay for the underplay. It's all for them to get clicks and views because I bet you by next week they're going to have a new saga. They're going to be back together. They having the baby, blah, 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 blah. Or it's still going to be, I'm dragging him. Now he got the 3 letters, the House of Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Or blah, blah, this. So that means you got it too. See, they're trying to run planes, but it's making them all look stupid as fuck.
Girl, I just could not believe how she was telling people save the date for her abortion. I was like, bitches, you have an abortion or you get married? Because you sound too happy and too giddy. Talking about y'all save the date, y'all. Because after it happens, after my consultation, I'm going to come live. And I'm like, you sound too happy and giddy about having this damn abortion. Who tells somebody to save the motherfucking date for your abortion or your abortion consultation?
I don't know anybody.
You know what? They trying to play. They trying to play.
Like, here's the thing, with her drinking and doing things right now, it could be dangerous for baby's health. Also, you're saying you possibly have the herpes, which can transfer to baby and make baby blind upon birth. A lot of people don't know that. So this ain't no game. This ain't no joke. And it's not funny to laugh about you unaliving a child that you laid down with this man, knew you were going to sleep with him raw. Like, this is another thing. Why is bitches on here going out here sleeping with these motherfuckers raw? Is y'all crazy?
She was like, are you happy now, Rob? Are you happy now? I'm getting an abortion. Are you happy you're not going to have a retarded baby? Are you happy now, Rob? I was like, oh, you know what?
It's all to get attention from him. And his D cannot be that good. I'm sorry to have these bitches going so crazy over this man who does not have a job, living off of other people, in and out of jail, can't even, had to have somebody else blow into his car to be able to drive. Probably can't have a car right now. I would never get
over that. I would never. As soon as a motherfucker told me that he needs to pass a breathalyzer to dry his vehicle and he needs me to blow in that bitch, my ass would have blew right on out that fucking car. Ain't no way your drunk ass motherfucker about to drive me around this motherfucking city. Because he was drinking. He was always drinking. And obviously he needed to blow in the breathalyzer thing. So, but he did say that he had her driving too. But I'm just like, nope, even if I was the one driving while he's drunk, I still wouldn't do that. Nope. You have a true alcohol problem.
Technically, that's illegal too.
I know it's illegal. And they were saying that in the chats. They were saying, dude, you know that's illegal, right? You can't have somebody else blowing into the breathalyzer. You can't do that.
You couldn't even have somebody else when you're under DUI court. You can't even have somebody else driving the vehicle.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're supposed to be the only driver. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, it's just like, so not only are y'all lying on each other for attention and storylines, y'all making each other look dumb as hell. You're like, no, this is a troll. What the hell? I'm going to say this. I've met some trolls that would never say they got the herpes and laugh about it and think it's cute or funny, or claim they're getting an abortion and claiming it's funny. No, that's not a troll move. You're just, they are getting what they want right now, which is attention.
Yeah.
So that did work. I would give them credit on that. You got what you wanted, but not in the best way, because this gonna go around 5 years down the road. Somebody say, "Don't you got hurt, man?" That storyline. You remember that storyline? You know how in the beef sector, shit will be remembered 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Somebody gonna bring that shit up. You know it.
Joy said, I never understood how a drunk, a drunk keep a car. Oh, they do. Huh? You know what? I told this story before too. Every now and then, y'all know I get transparent and tell stories about me growing up. But my stepdad, he was in and out of the clink all the time for drinking and driving. In and out of the clink all the time. And then, like, after so many times, he finally started taking like the AAs and serious that they would make him take. And he finally stopped drinking. It took years, Charlie. I mean, he used to get like, whoa, how they say it, white girl wasted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would get fucked up from Friday till he had to be back to work on Monday. He would work all week long, make that money, bring the money home to my mama. But on the weekends, and mind you, she was a church Bible thumper, and he was, out there in the streets. So she would be worried about him all weekend, praying around the house, speaking in tongues, God, keep my husband safe, all this bullshit. And he come home, and then sometimes on Monday, the job be calling because he couldn't get out the bed, and they like, where the fuck he at? And we like, we can't get him up. He's sick. He whatever. Girl, that shit used to be so crazy. And then after years, he finally, I don't know, just something just kicked him in his head, and he was like, "Okay,
something finally clicked.
This is dumb. I'm going to jail over and over again for drinking." And he had a car. He used to get his license taken away and got to drive out of town to the Capitol or wherever they went back then to get the license reinstated. It was a trip. It was a trip. I was like, yeah, shoot, I got so many stories, a lot I can't tell y'all about, but child,
I don't know how any woman in a right mind would put up with that shit. But hey, do you, boo boo, if it makes you happy. But
I don't know how my mama put up with it, and she didn't even drink. Like, she didn't drink, she didn't smoke. I never understood the attraction between the two of them. I mean, I know why he was attracted to her. My mother, oh God, beautiful. I mean, just
you know what it was?
Beautiful woman.
It wasn't just the fact that she was beautiful. It was also the fact that she was a lady, that she carried herself with a grace.
Mm-hmm.
And he was attracted to that because of her being graceful and all those things. And she probably, and I'm gonna say this, good girl, preferably good girl, going with the bad boy. You know what I'm saying?
It was kind of like a Bobby Whitney. I always compared them to like a Bobby Whitney thing. Like, I really did with my mom, even though they weren't in entertainment or nothing like that. But she was so just churchy and so laid back. She didn't like to fight. That's why a lot of times when I would get in fights, she wouldn't even she just would tell my brothers, just make sure she okay, make sure she don't get jumped. If they be like, who's out there fighting again? Like, she was just so, and she was so nice and just sweet. She was like the total opposite of me. Like, she would dress up to go to the fucking gas station. She would dress up, totally makeup, the hair, the nice shoes, just to go to the fucking gas station. And it was a weird, and I mean, I'm talking hats and all that shit in church. That was my mom. Me, on the other hand, I'm t-shirts and jeans and sneakers. Like we're totally, totally different. I mean, people didn't used to believe that she was my mom growing up. They would come over my house and they'd be like, "Hi." It like they expect somebody with a crazy ass mama or wild or smoking, drinking, cutting up. And nope, my mother's in there reading the Bibles and speaking in tongues and playing gospel music. She used to put she used to put her fucking radio in the window where the alley was and blast gospel music or preaching. The neighborhood had no choice but to hear it. And it was so embarrassing.
She's like, I'm going to save you sinners today. She's like, I'm going to save you sinners today.
Why would you do that? And then if people wanted me to come outside or come play or something, if I was in my Bible hour, because she would make us read the Bible every day for like an hour and pray. And then she would quiz us to make sure we read the Bible. So if people would call her, can people come out and play? Yeah, when she's done reading her Bible scriptures. Well, as soon as I hit that door, man, this motherfucker got me in here reading. I mean, I was just like, we were totally opposite. Shit.
But I'll tell you what, though, because of them teachers, there's probably so much more that you know that others do not.
Definitely. I credit my mother everything I liked, everything I didn't like, everything I think she did good as a parent, everything I think she did bad as a parent. If I had to be with the same mother again, it's so much I learned from her, the good, the bad. Again, I was homeless the latter part of my high school years. So obviously me and my mother had issues, and a lot of my personal close people, they know why we had issues. But me and my mother used to come to heads where we about to bang and people got to separate us. It was like, it was an unhealthy relationship. As I got older, and I had to leave, and I just stayed wherever I could, graduated high school, and just after then, just tried to do whatever I could to get on my feet. Then I had kids, and once I had my oldest kid, for some reason, I just wanted to be able to raise my child in church, so I started going back to the church, and because I had stopped going to church and everything when I left home, and of course, my mother still went there, so we just slowly started building our relationship back together, and we became the closest of closest of closest. Like me, her, and my sons. It was an unbreakable relationship. Even like if me and my sons went out to eat or to the movies or something, she was always with us. Like we was really, really tight. We was really, really tight. But until the day she passed away, But yeah, you said me too, hood table. Yep, absolutely. And I'm telling you, me and my mom, boy, she was a beater too. She was one of those parents who would whoop your ass. And I used to get my ass whooped all the time with a belt. And even when I didn't do nothing that I thought deserved it. And so it was like one of the last times was when she tried to whoop me with a belt. And I'm like, man, I got a full chest by then. I mean, I'm a damn near grown woman, or looking like one at least. And you trying to whoop me with a belt? And thank God my auntie was there, because I snatched that belt out of her hand, and my auntie snatched my wrist, and it was like, oh, yep, it's time to go. It's time to go. My auntie was like, baby, why don't you just pack you a bag and go spend the night over at one of your friends' house tonight? Because boy, I was like, you ain't gonna hit me. You know that scene in Color Purple where she was like telling him, you boy, you ain't gonna hit me no more. Shoot. It was like, okay, that was a wrap. Then we didn't see each other for years. Like literally we didn't see each other for years until I got pregnant with my first son. And for some reason, I guess he was meant to be, for many reasons, because he got me out the street. And he got me back having a relationship with my mom up until the day she passed away. So yeah.
Things happen the way they happen for a reason.
Yep. And it taught me how to be a different parent. I, of course, wasn't the best parent, but a lot of shit that I thought she did wrong and a lot of shit I thought she did right played a part in how I raised my sons. They got a lot of leniency. I don't want to say a whole lot of leniency, because they used to get in trouble too. Girl, shit. I didn't spare no ride with them, but I also then whooped them every fucking thing. I talked more to them. I sat down with them. This is why I'm upset. This is what you're going to do if you don't do this. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot more talking and trying to get them to understand where I'm coming from, and also putting myself in their shoes as an adult. I remember when I was younger. I remember when I did this in class. I remember when I did this, and what did my mama do? And, so when you have parents who raised you that you didn't think probably did the best that they could, you have to take that every angle and use it when you're raising your kids. That's one thing I can, suggest to parents, especially, new parents.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you my suggestion, and this is the thing. If you as a parent make a mistake, don't be afraid to admit your mistake and apologize and mean that shit.
Yep.
Because we are only human and we gonna make mistakes. We not perfect, right? So I've told this story before, but my son came to me one time and lied to me about something, right? And I found out he was lying to me. And then after that, another situation come up right after that, and I accused him of lying to me the second time when he didn't. But I sat there and I told him, I said, I apologize for not believing, but now do you understand why we don't lie? Because situations like this, if you had told me the truth that first time, I would never question your word. Because let me ask you this question. And when I asked him, I said, when before that situation happened, would I have ever questioned you whatsoever? I'd have believed you right away, wouldn't I? He goes, yeah. I said, so because of that one little lie, right? I said, it made me question you this time. I do apologize for not believing you right away, but do you understand why I didn't? And ever since that day, he ain't never lied to me again. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never did it again because he realizes that first off, you're gonna get in twice as much trouble if you lie than if you tell me the truth. I may be disappointed in you. I may, talk to you, have a talking with you or something. But if you lie to me, it's gonna be 20 times worse.
And see, that's one thing I took from my mom too. When I was growing up and I used to get in trouble or get beatings, because I called them beatings, not a spanking. I spanked my kids. We got beat back in the Gap. A lot of people did. And so if she found out that she whooped me for something that didn't deserve it, she never apologized. You know how parents used to be back then? Yep. Like one of my friends' grandma, she used to say, well, shit, it was probably something else you did that I didn't catch, so you had it coming anyway. It's one of those type of things. But if I ever spanked my kids or punished them or grounded them for some reason, then I come find out later it really wasn't that, I would sit them down and I have to suck it in, even if I didn't want to. I'm so sorry. I did that. Please forgive me. You're no longer grounded or whatever. You can go out. I would give them their game back, or if I took their phone away or, whatever, I would sit down and they could tell you this. I would apologize to them. And they like that fact that even though they might have got grounded, that mama actually could come back and suck in her, like, yeah, I'm sorry. And sometimes I would do it like, I'm sorry. I know that was, I'm my bad. Sometimes it's just hard to apologize because as a parent, we don't want to be wrong. You know what I mean?
You gotta be when you are though. You gotta stand for it. And see, the thing is, that's one of the things that I've done with my son is like have open communication, be able to speak. Have the communication skills with me and my son are way different. Like my mom, and I love her to death, she's my mama, but she's bad about gaslighting and then love bombing. You know what I'm saying? When she do something wrong, instead of apologizing, I don't do that. I just straight up say, you know what, I was wrong about that, and as a parent, I'm gonna make mistakes, just like it's okay if you make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And we have a good conversation about it, because a kid don't just need a spanking and then never told why. Because they'll never learn their lesson.
Exactly. And that's what I used to try to teach my kids. I told my kids at a very young age, when they were young, I said, you do what I ask. You do what you're supposed to, and you'll never be in trouble. I used to tell them throughout their youth, what part don't y'all understand about that? If you do what your parent asks, you won't be in trouble. But of course, every generation is the same. Nothing's new under the sun. I told my son, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be, look, he already does, and his child is only 4. He said, dang, mama, I wish I would have listened to you more. Dang, mama. Because once you have a kid, it's like, oh shit. This what mama was talking about. This why mama was on me so much. This why, because these kids, boy, the newer generations, they will really have you pulling your damn hair out. But that's one thing I wish my mother did more of. Even when she got older, and even though I got older and started having kids, I wish that she would have like apologized for some of the things that she did that I thought she did wrong, growing up. But you can't make somebody apologize. Some people feel like they did, when I was watching the Dion Cole and Tashina Arnold interview on Dion Cole's YouTube channel the other day, one thing he said was, because they were talking about having regrets of things they might have done wrong, raising their children. And he said, one thing I have to say is I wasn't the best parent. I didn't always do things right. But I don't know how to do it. I don't know what I could have done better. I think what I did was what I did. And I couldn't have done it better. You know what I mean?
Did the best of your ability.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Some people really can say that I did the best that I could and I don't think I could have done it better. And there are some parents who know that they should have apologized more to their child or they could have done things better. You know what I'm saying? But some of them just, maybe it's their pride or them just not wanting to humble themselves or they just don't want to be wrong. They never will. They'll go on in life as if, it is what it is. I raised you. You okay. You still here, right?
And that's not like, here's the thing. They're not taking responsibility for the trauma that they caused.
Right. Because a lot of people don't want to look back. Like when he asked Tashina Arnold, do you have any regrets? And she said, I don't really have any regrets. She said, but then I realized I was lying to myself all these years. And I said this on my show the other day when I was reviewing their interview. A lot of people, especially parents, they will get older and their children grow up and they'll say they don't have any regrets. They'll do it all over again. She said, that's how I was. And she said, until my daughter came to me one day and said, Mama, you wasn't always there. Or Mama, she started bringing up different things that she experienced that Tashina Arnold either ignored or she just didn't fully understand. And she said, that's when I start having regrets. So I don't think a lot of people want to have regrets. They want to accept the fact that they did things wrong when they was raising their children. They just look at it as, especially, our parents, Charlie, our parents, their parents, they raised children back in the day to basically, you don't talk, you don't listen, shut the fuck up, get out the room, you know what I'm saying? Like they were raised that way. So when they raised us, the newer generation, Gen X or whatever, that's when shit started changing. Not only in households, but in the society. That's when it was stronger laws on whooping your children, beating your children. That's when they got the magnets, which I used to have on my refrigerator, the CPS, and all that started getting tougher. They had them in school. Oh, you got a whooping. I see a bruise on you. Let me call CPS. Back in the day, the teacher could whoop you. The neighbor could whoop you. The mailman could whoop you. Things started changing over time. And so each generation, I think the children get a lot of the children kind of get worse and worse and worse because we don't have that strong, I don't want to say you got to beat your children to death. You don't got to get a extension cord or switches or none of that. But people are scared to discipline their kids.
And I'm going to say this, if you don't discipline your kid at home to where it's from love and not hate, the world's going to discipline them, and it's not going to be from love. It is going to be from hate. And you would rather your child have to deal with that little bit of hurt because mama spanked my booty, mama hurt my feelings, mama took my stuff, mama did what she had to do, or daddy, than you would them have to go out the world and face some consequences. And that's why we got so many kids nowadays that are in and out of jail at 8, 9, 10 years old. You never heard of that. You never heard of that back then. Think about it. Did you ever hear about a 9-year-old in a cow fight?
No.
Did you ever hear that? No. Or kids jumping people, or like them little kids that jumped that pregnant woman.
That show that we discussed. Oh God. If I would have, Charlie, oh God, when my kids would be out of my sight, And sometimes my friends or people from church or whatever would run into my kids somewhere out in the street, whether it's the mall or, with their friends or whatever. My first thing is always, was they acting right? Were they respectful? And I would get the same answer. Yes, they were respectful. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Helping me with this and, talking like they that was a question I asked anytime somebody ran across my kid. Was they acting right? Was they respectful? I kid you not. I kid you not. And they will always give me the same answer because they know whether I'm around you or not, when you get around grown-ups, you can do your cussing, you can do all the shit that kids do around your friends and all that shit. But let somebody come back and tell me they heard you or saw you doing some ignorant ass shit. Oh, it was on. Them kids in that video, if they wasn't getting their ass whooped all the way back home from their parents, I would have dragged my kids to that lady's house. They be in there cleaning her house from top to bottom. They be in there carrying her groceries. They be in there. I know we gonna make some amends. Ain't no way in hell my kids gonna treat a lady like that, a pregnant lady, and whoop her ass like that. And her kids, there's whooping on that. Ain't no way in hell.
Kids back in the day would have never even thought to do that. But let's say they did, like you said, then the parents would have had them work, like you said, working for them, doing something. That's just us having accidents as kids. Like we didn't even intentionally do some stuff like that. Like, accidentally you playing ball outside and you accidentally throw something too hard, or you playing with rocks, throwing it at each other, and you break somebody's window. Guess what each one of us kids had to do? We had to do something for that person and work it off until the debt was paid. Our parents would make us apologize. If we, the only time in my life that I ever stole something was once in my life. I was a little big kid and I thought that bubble gum was free. Okay, so my dumb self decides to steal a pack of bubble gum because I thought it was free. Everybody gave me bubble gum everywhere I went. The bank gave it out, the doctor's office, everywhere. So I thought it was free. My mama she looks at me, she go, "Where'd you get that from?" I go, "I got it from the store. It was free. It was sitting out, She said, "You just stole something." And she had me believing all the way. She took me all the way back, right, to the place where I did it from. And she had me believing all the way back that I was going to jail, that they were going to throw me in the clink, all this other shit, right? So I'm crying in the back seat all the way up there. And she said, "When we get up here, you better apologize and you're going to tell that man what you did and you're going to admit that you stole something." Because she knew that in my mind, I didn't think I stole. I thought it was free because I knew stealing was bad, right?
Yeah.
And so she kept reiterating that I stole and knowing that would break my heart. And I'm crying all the way back up there. And when she gets me up there and I talk to me, I go, blah, blah, blah. I thought it was, I'm sorry. She said, "Don't say I thought. Tell him what you did. I stole this pack of bubblegum and I don't want to go to jail." And boy, I was crying. I said, they go see me. And he played along with it. They're like, "I could call the cops on you and they could put you in jail." He straight up played along with it. And
I called the cops on my son before, for real, when he was stealing from me. And he didn't realize he was stealing, but he would always take my debit cards out of my purse and take them to school, just showing off to his friends, taking money out of my purse to school, showing it off to his friends. And after so many times and me punishing him and shit, I was like, okay, I'm going to call the cops. I sure did. They came out there and they talked to him and, you can go to jail if you keep doing this. It was it scared his ass. He never took anything. He wouldn't, if he saw $1,000 or 25 credit cards on my dresser, he would just walk right past it. If he found money around the house, "Mama, did you drop this?" Because he was so little, he was only like in kindergarten. It wasn't like he was a teenager. He was a kindergarten. And other kids at school would have money to buy extra snacks and would, all this kind of stuff. And I guess they probably was making him feel bad. So he was trying to just trying to be like.
I was around 5 or 6 when I did that too. I didn't understand that was stealing. Like I thought I thought it was free. That bubble gum was free to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just out there for everybody to have free bubble gum. I thought the whole world got free bubble gum.
Girl, this little boy, he was so scared when the police came. It was so funny because I was with my second son's dad then, and we had just had the baby, And he kept doing that. And I'm like, I don't know how to get through to him. He was only like 5 or 6, so he wasn't that old. And I didn't want to keep spanking him or something because, but it was serious because one time, I swear to God, one time he was at daycare. The daycare lady called me and said, your son got like $400 in his pocket. I'm like, what? I mean, he can't even count that high. Like, he's like literally in daycare. Like he just take it and take it to school. I'm like, man, what if that was my rent money? Or what if that was a car payment? Or what was that, part of something really important? Like it wasn't clicking with him. And so I was like, okay, I know little kids even know about the police. They see it on cartoons. They see it on TV shows. They come get you. They take you to jail and lock you up. Girl, he almost pissed his pants.
Oh, if you think about it, that's something that the police used to actually do. Nowadays, if you call them out, you got to worry they're going to do something. But back in the day, they used to do that. They'd come help you. You'd have a conversation with them. Hey, I need you to scare my child straight. They don't realize what they're doing is wrong. I need you to help me out. Tell them, hey, and it was like an understood thing. You didn't even really have to tell them.
They understood. Even when I called, I was like, 911, how can we help you? And my friend, I swear, I was with my second son's father, and I was at his sister's house. They was like, you ain't gonna call. Yes, I am, because it was like that day, he had $400 that he had taken out of my money. And I don't always be looking in my purse or looking in my wallet, so I didn't even know it was missing. I said, I called, and they said, what is the perp? They were like, name, date, birth, height. Girl, when I started getting to the height and the date of birth, they was like, even the operator already understood.
Uh-huh.
I was like, he keeps stealing from me. He keeps taking my money to school and da. And they was like, okay, man, we'll have somebody out there. They sent one of the nicest officers. Oh God, I wish I could see. Back then, everybody didn't record everything. We didn't have those type of nice cell phones, stuff like that. And I wish I could have recorded it because he was so scared. He was hiding in the back of my minivan. Like he really thought he was going to jail. And then they came out there. About time they left, he had stickers and suckers and all kind of shit, but he never, ever took anything, not 1 cent, to school again. Like
he learned his lesson. He learned his lesson. He had what do you call that? Repercussions for his actions, and it showed him discipline. Like, hey, Barbara, no, we ain't debauchery right this second.
That was last next panel. We left that where it was, child. We left that where it was.
We talking a little mess today, a little mess.
Oh, I had Vibrant blushing in the chat last night. Oh, that was so funny. I kept apologizing over and over again. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I won't say nothing else. Let me just go to bed. But we had a great time. Charlie, you need to rewatch Kimmy, rewatch Deanna, and Riggs.
And Big Riggs. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, child, Vibrant.
You didn't hear about the Rob Rax drama, Vibrant, with him allegedly having the herpes and giving it to his online girlfriend, and now she about to have an abortion, and they done broke up, and child. So that's what we discussed, and then you know how it is on the hood table. We can start one direction and be all over the damn place. But
we done hit like 50 different subjects. We talking about how kids nowadays ain't getting enough discipline, so the world's having to discipline them the hard way. Because we would. I'm gonna say this: if I would have even when I was a kid, even to this day, my mom and daddy get compliments on how good of a young woman I am. People like, you raised your kids so right, even to this day, and I'm in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? If I'd even had an inkling of disrespecting an elder or trying to attack a pregnant woman, you know what I'm saying, or do some shit. Oh, I would have been just, let me go ahead and make out my gravestone right quick. I wouldn't be here no more.
That's one thing. That's the only thing. Like when I was growing up, and I used to fight a lot. My mother didn't. Girl, I fought in church all the time. I mean, I fought everywhere. From the church to the hood to the front of the house, the yard, the basketball courts. But if you fought at school,
oh no! See, I fought at school just a handful of times, but each time was justified, and I did not start it. I fought twice, or no, well, it was the third time almost. But to the 2 times that I did, one time was taken up for a person who had cerebral palsy. and they were bullying her. So it was justified. And the second time was because they tried to jump me first, and I tore that ass up. But every time that I was the one that, because I didn't start it, I finished it. I got taken out for ice cream.
Girl, you know what? I only had one fight in school. Because I just knew I couldn't fight in school. And then like the senior year, I don't know how y'all school did it, but our senior year, if you got below a C, or if you got kicked out of school or detention, either suspension or detention, anything like that, or below a C in any class, then you have to take the finals. So I don't know how y'all school did it. Some schools, I don't know if they just all take finals, but at the end of the year, your last semester of high school, if you got below a C, got in any trouble, like detention or suspension, you automatically have to take the finals. So that was like the end of the year when I got into it with two different girls. I didn't want to take those finals, girl. Charlie, I didn't want to take those finals. One of the fights was, and it wasn't a fight because we didn't get physical, but one of them was this girl. She was talking shit in class or whatever. And I just like I said, I'm the person that you want in your corner. I'm such a good friend. I'm such a good person. I pride myself on being a good person, even though I did fight a lot, but they were never I never started shit. It was just people fucking with me. And so I kind of have temper that I don't have as bad now, but it was then when people fucked with me. And so I picked up one of the desks and I threw it at her. She happened to duck in time though. So then the teacher kind of calmed it down. I remember that was in typing class. And the teachers kind of calmed it down. So I didn't get expelled. I didn't go to suspension. The teachers just kind of separated us and okay, you go over there, you go over here, whatever, let's get back to class. Then there was another time when another girl was fucking with me and she was trying to fuck with my boyfriend at the time. And she kept putting letters. You know how you shared, some couples share like lockers, or some friends, they would share lockers, and we shared a locker, and she would put notes in there and shit, trying to get with him. And I would always see the notes and read them. And, bitch, quit, bitch. The motherfucker don't want you, okay? If he wants you, take her. If y'all want to be together, whatever. But she kept doing the shit, right? So I told my boy cousin, I'm going to fuck this bitch up. And he was like, no, you don't want to get in trouble. Your mama going to whoop your ass. You're going to have to take finals. You a senior. This is the last semester. And I had to just bite that shit. I had to like really bite that shit. One day, we was walking down the hallway, and I remember it was my uncle, because I went to school with some family and cousins and uncles. But my uncle was younger than me, but he was still my uncle. He was adopted when my grandma was really older, so that's why he was younger than me. So anyway, we was to the same school, and we was talking shit to each other in the hallway because I was telling her about her goddamn notes. And she was a cheerleader. She was one of those cheerleaders. Them cheerleaders think they all that. They cute, they pretty, whatever. And I remember, I'll never forget, she was mixed with something. She was light skinned. She had like sandy brown hair. She was pretty. She was cute. And she had like those brown hazel type of gray eyes or something. And she just thought she was like the shit, right? So she was talking shit and I'm talking shit. And I'm like, oh, I just want to, man, my uncle saw what was going on. As soon as that bitch turned around, how them girls carry their books in front of them like they, like they just be switching it. That cutesy little nose up in the air shit. She must have walked away like that. And my uncle must have tripped her motherfucking ass, Charlie.
Damn.
She didn't even see it coming. She was just walking with her friends, talking shit. He slicked his foot in front of that bitch, and she went up, bloom, bloom, bloom. Books went everywhere. Oh, that just made my whole entire rest of my semester. I was like, why you do that to that girl? She hit when I tell her face hit the motherfucking floor. She was eating the motherfucking wood floor in the school. Oh, that was funny.
Now I'm gonna tell you this: in our school, it was all on exemptions, right? So you had to have a certain grade to be exempt, right, from the finals, and that goes from 9th grade all the way to 10th. It didn't matter if you got in trouble. It didn't matter about detentions, none of that. For us, it was all about how high your grades were. You know what I'm saying? If you had a high enough grade, you got exemptions. If not, you had to take it, you know.
Yes, the desk, Vibrant. I picked that desk up and I threw it at her. I tried to knock her ass out with that desk. Because what was going to happen, it had the desk hit her and knocked her down. I was going to jump on top of her and just finish.
You already had your plan, didn't you?
I already had a plan. And it happened so fast. Because, again, I don't walk around fucking with people. I don't do it now. But people used to always like to fuck with me when I was younger. Like, it didn't matter. Shit, it didn't matter. And I'm like, shit, like I said, I was trying not to fight my senior year because I didn't want to have to take the finals. And see, the thing about it, when you have to take the finals, you know how seniors get out of school early?
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 weeks early or whatever it is. You got to come back the last week of school and take finals with all the rest of the kids in all 4 grades. If you got a suspension, a detention, or below a C in any class in the second semester of high school. In your final year. So I was like, I know I couldn't fight. I don't want to get in trouble. Then I'd be in trouble with mom. And so I was like, I'm gonna pay this one. I'm gonna just take one for the team. But when my uncle tripped that bitch, that Charlie, that just that was everything for me. That was everything. She was so mad. But it was funny too, because everybody was in the hallway. Everybody was laughing. It was so funny. I was like, that's what you get, bitch. Watch where you walking. And my uncle, he was like a prankster anyway. He was crazy, girl. He was crazy. He just fuck with you just to be fucking with people. Oh, that bitch fucking with you? All right, niece. I got you. No, she was one of those stuck up. I'm telling you, she was cute. She was pretty. All the guys thought she was, everything and all that. And she was a cheerleader on the pom-poms and all this kind of stuff. Wore them little skirts around and them little shoes. And she just thought she was everything. God's gift to men or some shit. And she was snooty. She was real bougie. And yeah, she used to walk around with her head up, nose up in the air, like everybody else was down here. That's how she used to act. But that day when her face ate the floor, I never forget that shit. Me and my cousin talk about that shit all the time. They be like, matter of fact, that's funny because I said he was always his nickname was Joker, Charlie. When I said he's always a prankster, his nickname was Joker. That's what they called him in the hood, Joker. Just like remember what's that? The movie with Ice Cube and Day Day.
Friday.
You remember Joker, the Mexican, the Hispanic?
Yeah, Friday After Next. Yeah.
Every time I watch that movie, I think of my uncle because his nickname was Joker. But yeah, they still call him Joker in the hood. They still call him Joker to this day. But yeah, so he was always fucking with people. But yeah. And thank you, Hypnotic Touch. She said, may you find yourself in a healthy, balanced mix in 2026. Happy New Year. And
Touch.
Yeah, Vibrant said she did see that video. And she said January 6th is the date, Vibrant. I was talking earlier how this bitch was up there talking about save the date. I'm like, shit, bitches, you get married? Is this going to be a party?
Is it a gender reveal?
Is it a gender reveal? Is it a baby shower? She talking about save the date. I'm like, you going to get an abortion consultation and you telling people to meet you here on YouTube after your appointment. Save the date. Child, I'm like, oh, damn. Did y'all hear that motorcycle? That motorcycle. Like,
that thing was loud as hell.
I know. But see, I do stay on the corner. I stay on the corner. So I got like a street over here. So it can get a little loud, in the crib. But yeah, that damn motorcycle was loud as fuck. But yeah, so I guess January 6th, y'all say the date. Put it on your calendar. She gonna get a
Let's see what the new storyline is after January 6th. Because they're gonna try to come up with something new.
Well, you saw he was in the hotel when he went live after that, because I guess she put him out, said he couldn't come back. The maintenance people said they gonna call the police if he show his face there on the property. So I saw the video that Diva shared when the two couples or ex couples was on Rob's panel, and you could tell it was like a hotel because it had like a heater in the wall. You know how the hotels had a heater in the middle of the wall, hanging off the wall. Then the bed looked like it was a hotel bed. And you know how he used to go live from the hotels and he sit in front of the dresser?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what it was doing. So it gave me hotel. So I'm thinking he back at the hotel. And I'm like, motherfucker, why you just don't get your own shit? You've been with all these different women on YouTube. And ain't nan time have you had your own shit that I saw. But then again,
it seemed like he want to live off of women or live off somebody instead of like taking care of his shit, right? He a grown ass man. You tell me that why he ain't got his own place, why he ain't got a job, why he keep moving in and out of these women's places.
Child, I don't know. Well, you know what? I'm a little over 2 hours here. I swear I'll be trying to be on here like an hour, but the conversation does be going and going. And I do appreciate you hitting the panel. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Please make sure you like and share the video so I can get back in this algorithm. I can't believe I got drawn back into doing some beef sector content. It was the first thing that brought me back in 2026.
You were like, dang, I had a whole resolution. No, I'm back at it, I suppose.
And I always said that if I found something interesting that I really want to discuss, then I'll discuss it. But it wasn't nothing that was just like really catching me, to make me want to do some beef sector commentary. It's been almost a fucking year since I did beef sector commentary. But that shit, when I saw that shit and that girl on that live, I was like, you lying to me. You was lying to me. Now y'all got herpes, and people was like, well, shit, if you got herpes, what about Tracy and them? Like, what about, I'm like, child, I don't wish herpes on nobody. I don't wish no diseases on nobody. I really don't. I hope they in 2026 stay fresh and clean.
I agree with you, Miss Joy. He is not a grown man. He's actually a child in a grown man's body. And on that note, I want to thank you for having me to Hood Table. I'm going to go ahead and drop down and let you do your outro. And I love you, girl.
And I'll be live on Riggs tonight for our Sunday edition of From the Block to the Hood Table. I don't know the topic yet. Let me see if he sent me a topic yet. He hasn't sent me a time. Riggs, where are you at, Riggs? It's 3:00 Central Time, and in 6 hours we're supposed to go live, and I don't know the topic yet.
Mr. Big Riggs.
I'm not even gonna hit him up because he'll hit me up. He'll hit me up before.
Oh yeah, I know he will. But I want to send you some love. I'll try to be over there. I'm probably gonna lay down for a little while. Just ain't felt good. But I love you, the Hood Table.
I love you too, boo.
Bye. Love you, chat.
Bye. See you later. But yeah, Riggs and I are supposed to be live on his channel tonight. Big Riggs, Big Riggs Slaps. So From the Block to the Hood Table, every Sunday we started season 2 like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. We started season 2. So shout out again to the people who've been supporting Riggs and I on From the Block to the Hood Table. Matter of fact, it's going on a year too since we started that. I think we started in April of last year. So yeah, it's going on a year since me and Riggs started collaborating every Sunday. At least we try to do it most Sundays. Every now and then we do got to take days off for, family functions or not feeling well or, just life, right? But mainly every Sunday we do go live. We flip-flop from his channel, then my channel, then his channel, to my channel, and discuss different things from family to kids to life. Trending celebrity news. We always discuss something interesting and engaging. We always try to bring up a topic that's engaging for the chat. And then we have an open panel at the end of the show. If anybody want to hit the panel and discuss anything that we talked about. One thing about Riggs and I though on our show, From the Block to the Hood Table, no B sector content is done. We might mention something like, did you see this? Or, I know everybody talking about this. I'm gonna have to watch this later. Or, yeah, I heard this or heard that. But it ain't no detailed commentary done. That's one thing we try not to do on our channel. On our show. Now, if he wants to discuss B sector shit on his own show or whatever, he's free to do that. If he wants to, same here with me. If I want to discuss B sector shit like I'm doing now, on my channel or whatever, it's just that our show, we try to keep it away from the B sector just to bring y'all something consistently that is just on a different level. Not saying we're above or below or nothing. I'm just saying something different. That's what I'm just trying to say. Give you guys something different, because a lot of people over here, that's what they do. We discuss the B sector. So it's just to give y'all something different. So it's just not another show talking about the same shit that's already been talked about a million times over and over and over again. So we try to bring y'all things that we might have heard in the news or celebrities or even life, just things like that. So again, we appreciate everybody who's been supporting us since we start our show. Again, it's every Sunday. This Sunday will be on his show, 9 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. That's the time we always go live. So what I'm going to do, and thank you for dropping the Cash App. I appreciate it. If anybody want to donate to the platform, $, the Hood Table 402 is the Cash App. Again, tonight, Riggs channel, meet us over there. 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. Other than that, I'm about to get off of here, and I think I'm going to take me a nap. I had my baby over here last night, and while he was asleep, once he went to sleep, I hit Riggs' panel, and we was on there like 3 hours or so. And I was like, damn, I'm surprised my baby ain't woke up. His bedroom was like across the hall from mine, my grandson. And his door, I always have him sleep with his door open, because I like to, be able to hear if anything's going on in there, even though I got a Ring camera in his bedroom, so I can always just look at the Ring camera and check on him. But and my door was open, and I was just laughing, and we were so loud, and we was just up there having a good old time on Ring's panel. I'm like, I'm surprised I didn't wake my baby up. Let me take my ass to bed. But then he got up this morning, and after getting his little breakfast and playing around with his toys and, watching TV and all that kind of stuff, then I dropped him off, got back here, went live with you guys. So I'm about to get back in the bed, because I can use some more sleep, child. And at my age, I love to take naps. That's one thing. When I was watching the Dion Cole interview with Tashina Arnold, he said, man, one thing about it, he said, I love naps. He said, some people, when they get old, they be like, I need more naps. He said, I've always been like that. I always loved a good nap in the middle of the day. Just look forward to crawling in that bed, getting under them covers, and napping for a couple of hours. And that's exactly how I feel too. I love me a good ass nap. And that's exactly what the fuck I'm about to do, is get my ass in here and get under this bed, grab my laptop, sit it on the table next to me. And if anybody goes live that I follow or support, I'll definitely probably be in your clouds. Might drop down, but I'm gonna try to take me a nap. But yeah, Charlie, I'll see you tomorrow. I know you go live Monday through Friday every morning around like 10 or something like that. I'll be working, but you know how it is when I'm working. I'll drop down in this chat and share your video and shit like that. But other than that, toodaloo, you guys. Thanks for joining me today. Another impromptu live that wasn't planned. Like and share the video, please and thank you. Feel free to donate to the Cash App, please and thank you. Other than that, I will see y'all tonight on Riggs channel. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. I'm out. Bye.